The calm before the storm. The race was over. The engines had gone quiet. Naval Base Coronado was winding down. But Noah Gragson wasn't done. He stripped off his fire suit, walked straight onto pit road in street clothes, and just stood there, waiting, still, like a man who had already decided exactly what was going to happen next. When Kevin Magnussen finally emerged, what followed was 90 seconds of pure, unfiltered chaos. Two grown men inches apart, fingers in faces, expletives cutting through the air like shrapnel, neither one willing to be the first to blink. But here's the thing nobody talks about. That confrontation wasn't where the story started. It was where it ended. The real story? That started 13 laps earlier. And it built so methodically, so deliberately, so relentlessly, that by the time Gragson's car was buried in the wall, everyone watching already knew exactly how the rest of the day was going to play out. This is the full breakdown, lap by lap, radio call by radio call, hit by hit. Know your players. Kevin Magnussen, Danish, former Formula One veteran, making his very first NASCAR Cup Series start at San Diego, strapped into the number 91 Trackhouse Project 91 Chevrolet. A man who knows racecraft at the highest level, but who had never experienced the unwritten rulebook that NASCAR drivers live and die by. Noah Gragson, full-time Cup driver for Front Row Motorsports. One of the biggest personalities in the entire garage. One of the most combustible human beings on four wheels. A driver with a documented history of physical confrontations across multiple series. A man who does not back down, ever, under any circumstances. That's all you need. Now let's get into it. It begins over 33rd place. Let that sink in for a second. 33rd place. Not the race lead. Not a playoff spot. Not even a top 20. These two men went to war with each other over 33rd place. And they fought like the championship trophy was sitting right there on the table. Magnussen moved to the inside of Gragson under braking. Gragson defended hard, maybe too hard. Magnussen clipped the rear of his car coming out of the corner. They emerged side by side, and Gragson's immediate response was to slam his door straight into the 91 machine. Magnussen backed off, but he wasn't done. The radio transmission from Gragson's car at that exact moment told you everything about where the next 13 laps were headed. The temperature was already rising. Magnussen keeps coming. Magnussen tried again. Same move, same spot, lunging to the inside under braking into turn 2. Gragson blocked him, deliberately, aggressively, making Magnussen lift for the second time in 2 laps. But Magnussen kept showing the nose. Corner after corner, he kept probing, kept looking, kept refusing to disappear. And then, at the end of the lap, he finally made it stick. A committed lunge to the inside of the final chicane, and he was through. Position taken. For about 1 full second, it looked like the battle was finally settled. Then Gragson floored it straight into Magnussen's right rear, took the position back by force, and the war was officially on. The red flag. Things get personal. A caution flag flew on lap 30. Then came a red flag for the SVG crash and wall repairs, meaning every single car on track was supposed to be sitting still, waiting. Every car except one. Gragson drove past multiple stopped vehicles, positioned himself deliberately in front of Magnussen's car, and gave him the middle finger through the windshield. On the radio, Magnussen's response was almost philosophical. Yeah, he's pretty unhappy. But what can I do? Gotta get over it at some point. Then, and this is the line that matters most, he turned to his team and said something that proved he already understood exactly what kind of afternoon this was becoming. I think if we can clear him in the pits, that would be preferred. I think he's going to take us out as soon as we get past him. He's going to bump us in the next corner. He wasn't surprised. He wasn't rattled. He had read the situation perfectly. He had already seen the ending. He just didn't know which lap it would happen on. Meanwhile, Magnussen's radio assessment of Gragson during the caution was delivered with almost eerie calm. I'm stuck behind this guy. I don't know who he is. I bumped him, but he turned down in front of me, so he's not exactly a thinker. I'll clear him at some point, and then we've got some good pace. And Gragson? His verdict on F1 drivers in NASCAR was delivered with absolutely zero diplomatic filter. All these F1 guys just think they get fenders and a bumper, and they just drive on the inside and barrel into everyone. The restart. The point of no return. When the green flag dropped, Gragson made a very deliberate, very conscious choice. He picked the lane directly behind Magnussen. Going into turn 3, he drove straight into the back of him under braking. A clean, intentional punt that sent Magnussen into the cars ahead. Then he pulled alongside on the straight and doored him. Then he hit him in the rear again through a tight right-hander. Magnussen's spotter and crew chief got on the radio immediately. He straight up punted him. This was not racing contact. This was not a misjudged break point. This was a driver using a 3,400-pound stock car as a weapon, systematically, repeatedly, deliberately. The final flashpoint. Magnussen survived. He managed to put other cars between himself and Gragson for a few laps. But on lap 37, a spinning car ahead scrambled the running order, and Gragson found himself back in front. That window lasted exactly one lap. Lap 38. Magnussen got back underneath Gragson at the entrance of turn 4. They were racing for 15th at this point. Gragson crowded him, squeezed him, pushed him toward the edge. And in that moment, after 13 laps of door slams, brake checks, deliberate hits, and a middle finger delivered at a red flag, Magnussen made his choice. He briefly throttled up and drove directly into Gragson's right rear quarter panel. Gragson spun, hit the wall hard. Race over. His radio transmission was immediate. Severe damage. Front toe link, front damage, steering's completely off. Number 9-1 just destroyed us. He asked if he could return to the race anyway. NASCAR said no. The car was undrivable. But it was pretty obvious that points were not the primary motivation for wanting back out there. Pittsburgh Road. 90 seconds. No filter. Magnussen came out of his car. Gragson was already standing there waiting for him. What followed became the defining moment of NASCAR's social media cycle for the entire weekend. You wrecked the hell out of me. What is your problem? You guys come over here. You drive off into the corner just because you've got fenders. Get out of my face. Or what? What are you going to do? Magnussen wagged his finger in Gragson's face. Gragson pressed closer. Then came the line that cut through all of it, delivered with the quiet exhaustion of a man who had genuinely stopped caring. You don't understand English or what? I said off. A PR rep stepped in. They went their separate ways. No punches thrown. But the tension between them didn't disappear. It just got postponed. After the dust settled, Magnussen told reporters he enjoyed racing with everyone at San Diego, excluding one person. He also said he wants to come back for more NASCAR races. Gragson made his position crystal clear to the media. They're driving up the inside, barreling in, pinballing it, blasting our inside doors. I don't know why that is. The honest truth, who was really wrong? Here's where it gets genuinely interesting, because both drivers have a legitimate point. Magnussen arrived at a NASCAR Cup race with zero experience of how the culture operates. He didn't know the unwritten rules around position defense, giving racing room, or how to read a driver who has already decided he's willing to wreck you. That naivety created friction from the very first corner. But Gragson was not innocent. The middle finger during a red flag, the deliberate hits under caution, the late race retaliation that ended the 91 car's day. He escalated every single moment of this battle rather than letting it breathe. And his track record speaks loudly. This is not the first time Gragson has ended someone's race and been waiting for them on pit road afterward. What comes next? Magnussen said he wants to return to NASCAR, which means there is a very real chance these two end up on the same track again. And based on everything that happened at Naval Base Coronado, 13 laps, one crash, a middle finger through a windshield, and 90 seconds on Pittsburgh Road, that next meeting is going to be unmissable.